1975 in Malden/Greenville, South Carolina. I'm an artist in residence with the Metropolitan Arts Council. I teach mime in the schools, colleges, the Children's Museum. I even met the mayor. I'm on my way to one of my mime jobs. The sun is blinding. I'm squinting through my Ray-Ban aviators and I spot the sign peeking out from beneath a wall of kudzu that's eaten the trees, shrubs, plants, and line the two-lane highway. This nefarious vine was brought over from Asia and planted throughout the South after the Dust Bowl to curb erosion. Kudzu can grow a foot a day and swallow a forest or a house as easily as a boa constrictor consuming its prey. The vine that ate the South creeps and crawls, climbs and clings to anything in its path, blocking the sun and smothering the life out of whatever lies beneath. My wheels squeal as I make a sharp right and travel down a steep hill into a world tucked away from everything. The road weaves around. I spot a one-story nondescript cinder block building. Its playground is a mix of dirt, concrete, with a couple of swing sets, a slide, and one of those round metal wood contraption things kids spin on. This well-worn recreation center is where I'll spend my next 5 mornings. I'm in a section of town I never realized existed, a neighborhood hidden out of view and forgotten. At 9 a.m., it's already 85 degrees with 85% humidity. Playground's empty. I enter the center and I'm greeted by a dozen or so predominantly African American kids. They're bright-eyed, open-faced, full of energy, smiling and squealing. I'm guessing they're 5 to 8 years old. All the kids gather around, curious to discover, who are you? What are you doing here? The white face I wear seems inappropriate in these surroundings. I never thought about this before. I'm unsure if I should put this makeup on. At least it's not blackface, I tell myself, trying to ease my discomfort. I'm a mime. I'm doing my job. I pull out my kit and begin putting the white makeup on. The kids are mesmerized. Oh, what's that? Oh, I want to put that on. Well, this is white face. Why? Why do you wear white face? I'm a mime. We wear white face because we don't speak when we perform, and the makeup helps people identify our expressions better. I want to wear that. Me too, me too. I'm stumped. What should I do? I can only imagine what would happen if I put white face on these children. I'm not sure their parents would appreciate this. I could get fired. Well, another time. Once my makeup is on, the kids and I form a circle. I show them how to pull imaginary ropes, open pretend doors, climb stairs that don't exist, lean on unforeseen tables, make invisible walls visible. They're young, but eager and willing to participate. We also work on our emotions. Show me happiness. Show me sadness. During the isolation exercises, they're amazed and laugh when I rotate my elbow while the rest of my arm stays still. Now you try. Their faces are laser focused as they concentrate on this odd endeavor. They love imitating bears, cats, dogs, gorillas. I marvel at their excitement and creativity. It's catching. That's how my morning goes. By noon, I'm done. On one of those mornings, a local photographer stopped by and took some photos. That photo was picked up by the AP services and went viral. On my final day, I say goodbye to the kids and head back up the hill to my car. I'm being followed by the cutest tiny boy, Maurice. I'm guessing he's 5. Where are you going? Oh, I have to go home now. You have a house? He puts his miniature hands on his hips. I do. I'm coming with you. Well, I don't think your mommy would like that. She said I can go home with you. I asked her. Well, I wish you could, but I'm not allowed to take you. I'm sorry. I put the key in my car door. Maurice kicks the back left tire with his blue tennis shoe. You can't leave. You can't drive. You're not old enough. You're my age. You have to stay here. You can't go. I want to gather him up in my arms and comfort him. Instead, I shut my car door, wave goodbye, and drive away, leaving him standing on the hot asphalt, his hands balled into fists and his face scrunched up, trying not to cry. That makes me want to cry. On the way out of the neighborhood, I notice a white pickup truck tailgating me. I glance to my rearview mirror and notice the occupants are 2 black 20-something males. They pull up beside me on my left. I assume they want to pass, but they cut in front of me, forcing me off the road. My eyes scan for an escape route. Nothing but thick woods on my right, and they blocked me on my left. Well, I can't outrun them on foot or in my green Datsun because this automobile is more like a tin can than a car. This isn't good. I'm wearing white face. They're going to kill me. I'm dead. Years from now, they'll find my bones scattered in these woods. I'm trapped, scared. But I hear my Colonel Father's voice. Face your enemy. My instincts kick in. I hop out of the car and head to the driver's side of their truck. Hi! I chirp like I'm not about to be chopped up into small pieces and left for the buzzards. I'm Jill. I'm an artist in residence with the Metropolitan Arts Council. I'm teaching mime to the neighborhood kids. I've been here all week. My hands tremble. Sweat drips down my back and pools at the waistband of my shorts. They stare, perplexed. Here I stand, a 25-year-old white girl in cut-off jean shorts, red high-top Converse, a white t-shirt with navy blue trim, with my hair pulled back in a ponytail, wearing white face. The guy sitting on the passenger side grunts. Oh, right. Like, sure. We frequently have mimes here. They're annoying, but the kids seem to like them. Yeah, I'm headed home now. What I want to say is, I'm realizing I'm trespassing in your neighborhood. I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. They glance at each other, nod, and pull away. A deep gulp of air fills my lungs. I must have been holding my breath. I'm relieved but shaken. I climb into my Datsun and drive. I check my rearview mirror to make sure I'm not being followed. Oh, I'm so grateful to see Pax, our wolf dog. When I pull into the driveway, I jump out and hug him. I call him Pax the Wonder Dog. He's part gray wolf, part German Shepherd. My boyfriend Henry found him shot in the woods, nursed him back to health. How could I not fall in love with a man who rescues and cares for an injured animal? Pax is a gentle soul, but he'll destroy anything that enters the yard uninvited. One afternoon, a horrible racket catches my attention. I ran outside to discover Pax shaking a small, fluffy white dog by the scruff of its neck. Well, I didn't know what else to do. I just started yelling, Pax, Pax, stop, stop it, stop. I opened his jaws to release the white puffball that bolts from the yard like a bullet. Following behind Pax is Samantha, our recently acquired German Shepherd, the perfect guard dog for life in the boonies. Jimmy, our large orange tabby cat, named after our soon-to-be president, Jimmy Carter, lounges on the porch in a patch of sun. His calico sister, Miss Lily, named after the president's mother, is nowhere to be found. I'm relieved to be home. Henry's not here. We live together, but he travels a lot, expanding his clothing empire, and I'm often left alone. So when Henry's gone, Pax sleeps in the bedroom doorway, like he understands his job is to protect me. Samantha sleeps on the porch and raises holy Cain whenever anyone approaches the yard. Yeah, not much excitement around here, except for the mail delivery and the occasional visit by the sheriff. One afternoon, the sheriff pulls up in his pickup truck and in his slow, deep southern drawl asked with a straight face, "Y'all seen any escaped convicts?" "No, sure haven't." I answer this like this isn't a legitimate greeting. "Well, lock your doors, 'cause a couple of 'em are on the loose." "Will do." "Yep, thanks for letting me know." This is probably one of the reasons Henry bought a .38 special and took me out behind our house, way up on a grassy knoll, to teach me how to shoot. I I hate guns. Well, can't hurt to learn, just in case. Henry hands me the gun. This is the first time I've held a gun. The weight is disconcerting and leaves a cold, heavy, metallic taste in my mouth. Fine. I aim at the empty tomato sauce can, squint like outlaws do in cowboy movies, pull the trigger. I don't know. Somehow I hit the target. Wow, you're natural. Family tradition. I guess I inherited my father's stellar marksmanship skills. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for being here. I so appreciate all your love and support of the channel. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. It's free. Hit the notification button. Leave your questions and comments below. It really helps the channel. And I want to give a special shout out to everyone who bought me a coffee, or special thanks, Danielle M, EM, and to all my monthly subscribers. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Okay, questions for y'all. How would you have handled the white face dilemma with the children? 2, have you ever been afraid because you were out of your comfort zone? Okay, so let's look at your questions and comment. Okay, this is from Cream Brulee 4759. It says, "I really love your channel, Jill. Please don't take anything I say as a personal attack." Oh, I'm just expressing what my reactions were. It says, "I wonder how many of the younger generation understand how recently women were allowed to serve on juries, have credit cards, sign leases for apartments, wear pants." You're right, some things have gotten worse for women, but they have gotten better in so many ways. That's important. It says, "I'm so surprised your mother was a Quaker and your father was a colonel who served in 3 wars. You know what they say, opposites attract." Just saying. Okay, Henry was delusional to think He could tell your father about the two of you living together and think he would be rewarded for doing the honorable thing. He says, I'm surprised your father didn't offer to take him hunting. Then he says, to be fair to your father, the ghost of Vietnam haunted many of the soldiers who returned. Absolutely. I'm sure that's true of all the other wars too. I don't think it was a character flaw of your father to have those memories, and maybe you didn't intend it to sound that way, but it does seem that you were making light of something that was truly horrific. Peace. Yeah, I didn't mean for it to come off that way. All right, I was telling it from the point of view of that time, which was 1975. I had never heard of PTSD. I just knew that my father had changed and was a completely different person from before he went to Vietnam and when he came back. He was just not coping very well. And of course, this is what happens. And at that time, there was no therapy for coming back from war. And also, I understand when the soldiers came back from World War II, like my dad came back on the Intrepid, and it took a really long time to get home. And so you were able to decompress because you had time where you could just kind of get back yourself and your soul. But coming home from Vietnam, you get on a flight and woo, you're home and they plop you down in the middle of anti-war protest and all the craziness that's going on. And my father couldn't cope. I couldn't, my whole family couldn't cope. I mean, yeah, it was really pretty horrific, I must say. These days, soldiers are committing suicide at the rate of 22 a day. And we don't talk about that in this country. We need to. They need to be taken care of. They need help. They need to be able to deal with what they're going through. I met this amazing Colonel Ann Wright. I said, war destroyed my family. And she said, yes, that's what war does. It destroys families. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. But I mean, in hindsight, yes, I wish I knew then what I know now, but I didn't. I was a kid and I was like anti-war and I blamed it all on my father like it's his fault. Please. If it sounded like I was making light of it, I didn't mean it to come off like that. This is from Emerald Green. She said that thanking people is an act of kindness. My obvious question for the person who feels it's tacky is to just exit the video at the end. Yes, very simple. Then she says, I think you answered a few of my questions a couple of weeks ago when I was sick and not up to responding. I asked about your favorite genre and color. All right, she says, new questions are what what is your favorite kind of music? In terms of favorite music, I don't really do like genres. I much more do just musicians that I like. For example, right now, I love Jelly Roll. I love Lady Gaga, Sheryl Crow, Bonnie Raitt, Jackson Brown. I used to love like Gordon Lightfoot, Michael Jackson, Janis Joplin, Joni Mitchell, Fleetwood Mac, James Taylor, Leonard Cohen, Neil Young, George Harrison, Springsteen, Simon and Garfunkel, Paul Simon, Steely Dan, Little Feat, the Eagles. Yeah, I guess I really like music and musicians, singer-songwriters that can affect me on an emotional level. I really need that emotional connection. If someone moves me, I love that. But I also love classical music and I love new age music. I know that may sound crazy, but sometimes I just like it on. It's just kind of a way to bring a calming presence into my apartment, into my life. This is from Kathy G. I don't know why, but I love your father. What a rich character. Love the photos. I often think back to my childhood, and at the time, I didn't know how good I had it and how both my parents did the best they could. Getting to the coffee buying and thanking people is good manners, shows how appreciative you are. You keep doing you, and many blessings to you. And you know what? Thank you for telling us those wonderful stories. Thank you, Kathy. I love my dad too. He was an amazing human being, although at the time I didn't think so. I mean, when I was young, I worshiped my father. But after Vietnam, when he went to Vietnam, that was the year everything changed. The assassinations of Robert Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Malcolm. I mean, it just, the shite hit the fan, y'all. Okay, next question is from Deb7518. She said, "Hi, Jill. I would say, I can't believe people would criticize you for thanking your supporters. Good manners are not considered to be cool in too many people's eyes these days. To some people, anyone who puts themselves up for public viewing is considered to be fair game to be criticized for anything from their lifestyle, their opinions, even their appearance. This is so wrong." She says, "I once saw a motto on the front of a little Hallmark date book they used to give away. Manners make millions. I was only 18 when I read it, but decided that might be a great motto to keep in mind. Thank you for your interesting addition to my weekly internet experience. Thank you for being here." All right, she says, "I just finished binge watching Nurse Jackie, which I hadn't gotten around to watching before. Not only was it a fantastic series, but your behind the scenes insights from working on a series added a lot to my experience. I caught myself thinking when a random background person said a quick word or two when they passed two main characters in the hallway. That guy made a few extra bucks." Also caught an error in continuity. Oh, I know, I love it when I do that. But I won't mention it in case others are still watching. I love that quote, and I loved Nurse Jackie. I didn't know what it was going to be like when I watched it, and I started and I was like, wow, that's the kind of series I love. It's edgy, it's intricate, brilliant acting, brilliant scripts. So good. You guys, it's on Netflix for anyone who wants to watch it. I highly recommend. Okay, this is from Wayne J. He says, "I thought Henry was brave to tell your father on you when you were living together." Really, Wayne? It didn't turn out well, but at least he had the courage. He says, "Jill, perhaps I forgot, but while Henry was working, what job did you have? Is this when you had your mime company?" Yes, I think let's see, I became, at first, when I moved to Malden slash Greenville to live with Henry, I think it was 75, maybe it was 74, it was around there. And I got a job as an artist in residence with the Metropolitan Arts Council as a mime. And I started doing all kinds of jobs as a mime. And then I slowly created homemade mime. Do you miss South Carolina? Do you visit your siblings? Do I miss South Carolina? No. Mm-mm. I mean, my parents are no longer there. My brother is deceased now. The only one left in South Carolina is my baby sister, Amy. I went back there a couple of times thinking maybe I'll move back to South Carolina. Yeah. But once I got there, I realized no, no. There's no way I could live there. It's just the energy is all wrong for me. And I am so, so grateful that I live in New York City. I really am. Okay, Wayne, I'll talk to you next week. Okay, this one. Oh, this is another one from Wayne. Okay, hi, Wayne. Hi, Jill. Another question. Were your siblings with you at these monthly steak dinners with your parents? Yes. They were. We were all there. It was like my two sisters. Well, I sat, okay, here's the dining room table. I sat to the far right on the side closest to the den by the window. My mother sat across from me. Then it was Cam, the middle sister. Then it was my father next to her. Then my baby sister, Amy. And then Rick sat next to me. That was the way the table went. So you can imagine. All right. Did your parents ever visit you and Henry? That would be a big no. Sad about your father. He needed psychological help. Yeah, I know all these soldiers do. You can't just throw them back into the general population and go, okay, good luck, guys. Or women, now it's women too. Feel sorry about your mom putting up with all this. Yeah. Was she happy? No. I realized later she was depressed. She didn't know what to do and she felt trapped and but what she did do, Wayne says, did she have friends to have fun with? She had, yeah, a couple of friends. Had to have fun? No. But what she did do, my mother was a very talented painter. See those paintings behind me? She did those. The two over here by the window. She started painting again, and she studied with a very famous artist, Alona, who my mother would bring to Columbia, South Carolina. Alona taught on PBS stations as well, and my mother would bring her to South Carolina and put the class together, paint with her, and learn from her. And my mother was really, really talented. So that's what she did, and I'm so happy she did. All right, here's another one. Also this is from a Kathy G, who said, this is from a couple of weeks ago. She's talking about my mime company when my mime company split up. Let's see, you must have been heartbroken. I was. Here you are. You did great by yourself. Oh, she says, I predict your YouTube channel will take off big because you are in charge of your content. You are the star, the producer, the writer. Thank you so much. Then she says, it would be fun if you could track down Eddie and do a Zoom interview with him on your channel. I have tried to track him down, and I tried again after I read your comment because I would love to track him down, but I can't find him. I found a lot of, well, his full name was, I don't know if it was Eddie or Edward Stephen Cole. I tried all combinations of that, and they were all basically a bunch of obituaries came up, but they were all too old to be him. They were in their 80s, late 70s, so they were too old for him. Who knows? If I'm meant to find him, somehow I will find him. Okay, where is the other? Oh, this was it. Nakoti. Since today, 11/11 is Veterans Day, and that's the day I'm actually filming this. I want to thank your dad and all veterans. And Jill, thank you for embracing the liberation you fought for in your own way. It's fitting you found yourself in New York City, the home of Lady Liberty. Indeed. I couldn't agree more. Really, thank you for saying that about the veterans. And I have to tell you, my friends up in Hudson, Karen and Pat told me about this documentary on Netflix. It's called In Waves and War. It's about these Navy SEALs who went to war and they just kept doing another deployment, another deployment, another deployment. And then they came home and they were so broken. They were destroying themselves, their families, their children, and they tried all kinds of therapies and whatever. Nothing was helping. Eventually, they found something that worked. It's not available in the United States, so they went to Mexico to do this therapy. It healed them. It changed their lives. If you're interested, I highly recommend it. In Waves and War. It is so powerful. And of course, I thought about my dad the whole time. I was crying a lot. I just want to say thank you, everyone, for remembering my dad and for all the nice things you said about him, and for all those who serve in the military on Veterans Day. I appreciate it. There is so much sacrifice involved in being a soldier, and also the sacrifice that is involved with being a child of a service member, what you go through. I love that Nakoti said, home of Lady Liberty. I love that. I was telling him in my comment that I wrote back to him that I was watching this ex-CIA guy on YouTube. Now, of course, there's no such thing as ex-CIA or retired military, as he said, because if they want to, they can call you at any time and say, we need you, and you do. But anyway, he was talking about justice in the United States and why the current president wasn't tried except for in New York. And he stated that's because New York believes in justice. I feel so honored to live in New York. I really do. I just feel like it's good for everybody. All right, I think, is that all? I think that might be it. I think I've said enough. So I just want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I really love you guys so much. I really enjoy being here with this community. It's great. It really makes me happy. Thank you so much. Gotta say hello to all the kitties out there who watch the channel, from Gracie to the Pose and Palm Trees, Alfie, Rafi, Zito, Zito, and all the other kitties that watch, and also to all the cat angels everywhere. I love you, Magpie, and also the professor. The professor lives. All right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next week.